Okay, today I'm here with my Model 2500 shooting bench, and I made a couple of changes on it since I've had this around for quite a few years. But I made a couple of changes, so I thought I'd better do a new video. But I want to go through the whole setup and stuff and the features and how it works. But this is the center part of the table, and it's probably the heaviest. I mean, this weighs about 70 pounds, so it's some considerable weight. But it is all aluminum. This centerpiece here, I got a great big huge 9.5-inch bearing here. That's what the table rotates on. It is powder coat painted. There again, it is all aluminum. The tube here is 10 inches in diameter and is a quarter inch thick. So what I want to do, I want to show you the process of setting this up. And the first thing I do once I set it down is I just tip it to one side. And when you pull this leg down, it's going to have notches in here that we're going to be setting it. Now I'm going to go down to the third notch on this one. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. I pull that back up so it's set. I simply reach over here. I push it this direction. I do the same thing here. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, and I pull that back to set it. I just sets the table. And I come over this side. I simply lift this up. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and we let her sit down. So I mean, that's just real simple and easy to do. Now, the notches here, you can go down the second notch and that will simply make the table here go lower, the first notch lower. I kind of like this third notch because it's the most rigid. You probably notice that a lot of people think these are wheels here. They're not, they're bushings. They stick out about 3/16 of an inch. So if you do set this thing up on a hard floor, concrete, slab or whatever stuff, that you're not going to scratch the table or you're not going to scratch the surface of what you're setting it on. And here again, I got my band brake right here, where that's new. I used to have a brake here and stuff, but it just didn't work quite as good as I liked. This here just simply locks it in place and it is adjustable. But before I mount the table on it, I take a level and I simply line this level up with every leg. I guess to be easy to see, I want to do this one first. I line this leg up directly with that level, or with the leg. And I can see here, okay, if I got to tweak it, I simply raise up on this and I turn this cam, because that raises the leg up and down, and that allows me to level it on the bubble level. I do the same on this leg. I do each leg. Now this leg here is, let's see where we're at here. Okay, we got to go a little bit down on this one. So I simply just turn that this way, and that there is really good right there. And it's always handy to be able to lift up on this bar when you're turning the cam. That just makes it easy to adjust. Here again, that there is pretty good. So anyway, once the table's all leveled out, I mean, I basically have nothing else to do in regard to that. The next step, I want to put the tabletop on. I always make sure that these handles are out here and the washer is completely out to the outside, because the base of the table is going to sit on there. And then I'm going to show you the frame of the table. This is 2-inch, 3/16 angle iron. I mean, it is rigid. There is no flex here. And when I'm putting it on top of the platform here, I got to make sure that this angle iron is past this set knob so it can slide on. Now the easiest way to do this, I simply like to take the table and grab it right here, with my hands like this, and I'm going to raise it up over here. And there again, as you can see, that is past that center bolt there. And when I lower it down, these bars here are going to rest right on these handles. I push it forward, it's installed. Okay, to tighten it, I'm going to take these, I gradually turn them until I get a little bit of tension on there, and then I start sliding it down. Okay, I mean, it takes a little while to get this down, but once you get it down, it's pretty easy. I get it down here, and then I'm going to tighten these. And I turn these both the same way. Okay, and now that's tight. The next step, I want to put the seat bracket on. Now the seat bracket goes on like so. I go ahead and leave this handle on there. It takes a little while to get used to it, but once you get used to where it goes, I can go ahead and place that right on top of there like, okay. There we go. I mean, it takes a little bit of tweaking and stuff, but anyway, once you get it off there, because that way, or you can take this off, but to me it's just handier to go in there, and once you get the right feel of it, it just drops in place. I do like to make sure that I do tighten this up again. I mean, when I do, I make sure that my seat cannot come off by bumping it or whatever. And here, when I drop the seat in, it's got this notch here. It's going to catch in the bracket, and that allows me to spin and adjust the seat, you know, whatever angle that I want or whatever height that I want. But anyway, folks, and there again, I mean, the rotation, the 360, and I mean, it is unbelievably solid. And the footrest here, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but this footrest here is something that I wouldn't be without. I can adjust this for any height, and I use this to put my foot on to pan. Like when I sit on the table and I put my foot here, this allows me to pan, you know, all over the whole entire area. So it's very handy. I know a lot of people sometimes will get a footrest on here and a footrest on the other leg. But anyway, oh, and also, almost forgot, this here is the ability to tilt this groove here. I can also tilt the table. So if I'm on like a big hill and want to shoot down, lower and stuff, I can tilt this table any angle that I want. The tabletop, this tabletop is MDO board. That's a board that they use for signs, for outdoor signs. And we take a foil and it's wrapped around there, and that's heated on there and baked on there. So this is something that you could virtually just leave outside. And if you did, you still would want to put a tarp over it. But I mean, this will last for years and years. But that is pretty much it. But there again, like I said, this thing is just fun to use. And the whole entire thing weighs 115 pounds, 115. The tabletop measures, let's see, I'm 42 long, and I'm 3 feet wide. So it's a big surface. I mean, to put, any type of rest on. And the other thing is, with the groove in here like this, I mean, the table itself was designed, when I put the rest in there to lean forward, I like to put the rest at an angle and lean forward because my back is I kind of got a bad back, so I like to be able to just lean forward. It's more comfortable. Instead of having the rest over here on one side, a little bit more uncomfortable here, I can just lean across there and shoot from it. But anyway, folks, great product, and there again, hey, I appreciate you watching. Hope to hear from you soon.